Like I said before, if you were in the market for a tablet in 2025, it was actually pretty good with quite a few new options for pretty much every budget. And today I thought I would go over some of the best tablets that I've tested, starting with mid-range, then somewhat expensive, to price doesn't really matter category. Keep in mind, these are only tablets that I've tested on the channel, but leave a comment down below if I missed anything or if you would like to add to this list. So let's go ahead and get started. The Lenovo Legion Tab Gen 3 is definitely one of the best small Android tablets, especially considering you can get it under $400. It's got an 8.8 inch, 2.5K resolution display. It's got a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor, advanced vapor chamber cooling, dual USB-C ports with bypass charging. It's really one of the most powerful small tablets that you can get right now. Even though it's directed towards mobile gaming, I would say it's actually a pretty good all-around small tablet for anyone looking for a smaller iPad mini-like tablet, but on Android. I feel like the screen looks a lot better than what the specs would say. You also get video out, which you don't have on all of these tablets. Personally, I think that should be standard. One downside to tablets from Lenovo is you don't get as long of software updates as Samsung and Apple. I believe you get up to 4 years security updates for the Legion Tab, so not bad, but definitely could be better. The Galaxy Tab S10 FE comes in two different sizes. You have the smaller 10.9 inch version, plus a larger 13.1 inch S10 FE Plus. They're both up to 90 Hz refresh rate. They've got the Exynos 1580 processor. The S Pen is included for both. They share a lot of similar specs, although the Plus version has a larger battery at 10,090 milliamp hours. They're both IP68, dust and water resistant. You've also got Samsung DeX on both of these as well if you want to be a little more productive. And of course you have split screen and floating windows as well. Definitely one of the better values in my opinion. You're also going to get 7 years of software updates for the S10 FE, which is going to be better than most other tablets out there. So it kind of comes down to what size you're looking for, but overall the S10 FE and S10 FE Plus are two really good mid-range tablets from Samsung. Another good option from Lenovo is the Yoga Tab Plus. The regular Yoga Tab starts around $450 versus $480 for the Yoga Tab Plus. Obviously the Plus is going to be a little bit better option that doesn't really cost that much more. The Plus has a larger 12.7 inch display versus 11 inch on the regular Yoga Tab. Pretty good screen quality regardless of which one you go with. I believe you get 3 years of software updates, 4 years security updates on both of these. You also get the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor on both tablets as well. So really good performance considering the price. You have a quad speaker setup on the Yoga Tab where the Plus has 6 speakers. It's really nice sounding audio on both of these as well. You've also got video out on both tablets, so it's easy to connect to a projector, TV, or external monitor. Again, I feel like that should be a standard feature on all tablets. I got a little bit better battery life on the Yoga Tab Plus. Not going to be the best out there, but again, really nice screen quality on these, and they're both at 650 nits brightness, which is a little above average compared to other tablets that I've tested. Plus, depending on which version you go with, it's really nice to have the keyboard case included, and you've got pen support on both of these as well, which is always nice to have when drawing or taking notes. The Magic Pad 3 by Honor starts around just under $500. Now just keep in mind, this one's not available everywhere, but I thought I would still throw this one in here. I believe it's getting 3 years of software updates, 4 to 5 years security updates. Hopefully they announce 7 years, similar to some of their new phones that have came out recently. It's got a nice and large 13.3 inch IPS LCD display at up to 165 Hz refresh rate, also up to 1000 nits peak brightness. It's definitely one of the brighter tablets out there. It's got a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor, so pretty good performance on this one as well. Nice thing is it starts with 256 gigabytes of storage, also has up to 66 watt fast charging, which is one of the faster charging tablets out of this list. Even has 5 watt reverse charging as well. Also has a nice and large battery. Just a pretty nice all around good option if you're wanting to try something a little different than Samsung or Apple from Honor. I feel like the OnePlus Pad 3 is arguably one of the better value for the money when it comes to a flagship tablet. Also has a more unique 7:5 aspect ratio, which is nice for reading and multitasking compared to regular widescreen tablets. It's got 3 years of software updates, 4 years of security updates, so not quite as good as Samsung or Apple, but not bad. Probably one of the better tablets as far as performance goes, with a Snapdragon 8 Elite processor. It's got a nice and large 13.2-inch IPS LCD display at up to 144 Hz refresh rate, 900 nits peak brightness as well, so plenty bright enough. It also starts with 256 gigabytes of storage and 12 gigabytes of RAM. Also has the fastest charging out of all these tablets at up to 80 watts. Also has video out, which is always nice to have. Actually has really good battery life as well, lasting almost 9 hours in my typical battery drain test at 100% screen brightness. Overall, just a nice and big Android tablet with really good performance. It just feels more premium than you would think once you're using it in person. I feel like OnePlus tablets are probably a little more underrated. Again, probably one of the better values when it comes to a little more expensive tablets, starting at just under $700. But keep in mind, a lot of these tablets have been on sale recently, especially during the holidays. Another good option if you're looking for a smaller Android tablet is the Red Magic Astra gaming tablet. It starts with 256 gigabytes of storage and 12 gigabytes of RAM, just like the Legion Tab Gen 3. I believe this one starts at under $600. It's got an 8.8-inch LTPO OLED display at up to 1600 nits brightness, which actually seems really bright compared to most tablets that I've tested. And this one even lasted about 10 hours in my typical battery drain test versus 8 hours for the Legion Tab Gen 3. It has pretty fast charging as well at 68 watts. You get 3 years of software updates, 3 years security updates, so definitely could be better there. Fingerprint scanner actually works really good on here. By default, switching on the Red Magic button, it goes to your game space, but you can also go into settings and customize it to open or exit the camera, flashlight, voice recorder, face-to-face translation, or you can switch the sound mode as well. It's got the Snapdragon 8 Elite processor, so really good performance with this one, as you would expect from a gaming tablet. I feel like this is probably the perfect size while gaming. It's just easier to reach things on the screen and pretty comfortable after gaming for a while. So definitely one of the better small Android tablets out there right now, kind of in that same category as the Legion Tab Gen 3. And even though they're geared towards gaming, I think it's actually a really good overall tablet to use just for normal everyday stuff. It's definitely one you should consider from Red Magic. Now, the nice thing about the iPad Air M3 is you have two different sizes, 11 and 13 inches. I feel like with the 11 inch, you've got the balance of portability and really good performance. So definitely a nice choice for traveling or for students. Typically 6 or so years of software updates with iPads, even though they don't actually advertise it. You'd probably want to go with the larger 13 inch version if you plan on drawing a lot, just to have a little more real estate. To me, they feel pretty close to the iPad Pro versions. I don't feel like you're missing out on too much by going with one of these. You've also got video out if you need to connect these to a projector, TV, or external monitor. Plus you have a couple options when it comes to using the Apple Pencil. Probably some of the most accessory options on both of these compared to some of the other tablets in this list. I feel like you're getting pretty close to the iPad Pro versions at a more affordable price, and it's always nice to have two different size options. Now, if you're wanting more flagship performance and screen quality, you can't go wrong with the Galaxy Tab S11 and the Tab S11 Ultra. The regular S11 is a little more portable, although I feel like the Ultra is probably better used more like a laptop than a tablet in my opinion. But you've got the AMOLED screen on both versions. They're IP68, dust and water resistant, and you've got the S Pen included, where with the iPads, you've got to buy the Apple Pencil separate, which is still a really nice option for for drawing, taking notes, that kind of thing. Even if you don't have the Bluetooth functionality anymore, like on the previous versions. You've also got Samsung DeX on both tablets if you want to be a little more productive. Although once you add the keyboard to the Ultra, I feel like it's nice to use normally or with Samsung DeX turned on. And of course, now you get 7 years of software updates with both versions as well. If you want the largest tablet out of all these, the Ultra has a 14.6-inch display. I feel like it's a little awkward to use as just a regular tablet. You've got a MediaTek Dimensity 9400 Plus in both sizes, which I know some people don't like MediaTek, but in this case, they're actually pretty powerful compared to the previous versions. They've also got 12 gigabytes of RAM, so you're gonna get some of the best performance, some of the best looking screen quality on both of these, some of the best features that you can get on a tablet as well. But of course, these are also some of the most expensive tablets that you'll find, starting at $750 for the Tab S11. But once you go up to the Ultra, you're at almost $1,200 normally. Luckily, Samsung usually has sales, especially here recently with the holidays. Even though these are the most expensive tablets, I feel like some of the others on this list feel just as premium, which is always nice to have options. So hopefully this gave you some ideas if you're looking for a new tablet or thinking about switching. As you can see, there's quite a few options, not to mention the previous versions from last year on some of these, which might be a good option for some people if you're wanting to save money. If you're looking for a tablet around $300 or less, you'll want to check out my previous video before this one. I know I've got quite a few more things that I'm working on, so you'll want to keep an eye out on those upcoming videos. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.